Hello everyone, I'm Sun, and you're listening to Sun Heal Podcast. Thank you all so much for the love you showed for the recently aired episode. Have you eaten yet? I didn't expect you'd like that topic so much. Honestly, it was just my perspective, and I felt a bit shy sharing it, but I'm really happy to know that many of you share the same thoughts. I hope from now on, the phrase, "Have you eaten yet?" won't feel so bland anymore. Today, I want to talk about something different, another topic. And perhaps this is something many of you are carrying with conflicting thoughts, with many things you can't explain. Honestly, when I record this podcast, it's not with the intention of solving your problems, but having someone to listen and share with is a good thing, isn't it? Have you ever asked yourselves why everything is so difficult? Why is it so hard? The destination, the success you long for, you can see it, right? But clearly, to reach that point, you have to go through many challenges. When you want to climb to a high position, like a director, for example, you clearly see that you have to go from an intern position, then a specialist, then a senior, then mid-level and senior management, and finally to director. Sometimes that can take decades. And then, when you think about becoming a successful founder, creating your own brand, there are countless other things to worry about. It's not just about the brand, it's about operations, production, and capital. How can you create high-value products at low cost? What makes your brand unique? Not to mention managing employees. There are 1,000,001 things we have to do to become a successful owner, a successful startup entrepreneur, right? And let's not even talk about relationships. Pursuing someone you love, a girl you constantly obsess over, it feels so hard, like she's so far out of reach. The love we want sometimes is as simple as two people holding hands on the beach or having someone waiting for you at home. Sometimes we think it's that simple, but why is everything so difficult? Why isn't it as easy as instantly having someone who loves you for life? Instantly having a lot of money in your account and becoming a successful founder. Instantly becoming a boss, wearing designer clothes and buying anything you want. Why? Why is everything so difficult? Well, recently I saw a quote that I think explains my thoughts quite accurately. Why is everything so difficult? Because people don't appreciate what comes easy. That's the story. We don't cherish what's easily obtained. If it were easy, everyone could do it. And special things aren't for everyone. That's why the more you want something, the harder it becomes. Now think about this. If success came to you too quickly, without much effort, if money suddenly flooded in by chance, success can sometimes be a very dangerous trap. Because we wouldn't have built that success on hard work, meticulous calculations, and learned lessons. It would only be based on some unexpected luck that we can't even explain. So how could we expand our business plans? And how could we be cautious about potential risks? If we take slow, steady steps, if we know where we made a mistake and gradually correct it, starting small and growing bigger, moving forward slowly, then we'll know how. We'll know it's incredibly difficult. And when we achieve success, we'll cherish it immensely. Because it's precisely the journey we took that gives meaning to the success you receive. If the girl you like was easy to charm, if you met on the first day and immediately jumped into kissing, hugging, even going to bed together, goodness. If that were the case, where would those moments of curiosity about each other be? Where would the time we spent trying to learn about the small things in each other's lives be? Where would the challenges, the things that prove our feelings, be? I wouldn't even know where they'd fit into that relationship. That's why, many times, you might see that relationships that come easy also leave quickly. Do you agree with me on that? Of course, this doesn't mean I'm condemning those who sleep together on the first date. I'm not condemning it because it's your choice. You have the right to do what you want. But you can look back at your own relationships and ask if it was really a smart choice to sleep with someone on the very first meeting. Was that a smart choice? Of course, you have the right to choose. For me, in any relationship, the more we value it, the more time we need to get to know each other. It's like buying a house. If you have a very clear picture of your dream home in your mind, then you'll definitely search for it very carefully and cautiously. There's no way you'd settle for the first house you see. You have to visit many, many homes because it's something very important to you, something that might be with you for a very long time. So you need to be very careful in your search. It's the same for me. Precisely because I truly value a relationship, I don't rush into it. If I took it lightly, things might happen very quickly. But with friendships or love, I always want to take time for both sides to be friends first, to see each other's hidden corners, to understand not just the glitzy successes, but also their pain, shortcomings, and losses. Have we seen those things yet before we rush into each other like moths to a flame? Similarly, when it comes to careers, I truly admire those who have the perseverance and courage to forge ahead. If we think of an idea, imagine our image of success in our heads, but then we talk too much about our fears, saying, "Oh, that job is so tough. It will definitely require a lot of effort." If we get discouraged before we even start, if we feel it's too difficult to even try, then naturally, the gift of success won't be for us. And especially, the more precious, difficult, and special something is, the more it is reserved only for those who truly deserve it. So, when faced with life's difficulties, we probably need a bit of courage, a bit of daring, and a lot of perseverance. Because nothing comes easy, everyone. And especially, the more we crave and desire something, others also crave and desire it intensely. Therefore, the competition becomes much higher. Who doesn't want a lot of money now? Who doesn't want to spend freely without looking at prices? Who doesn't want to rule the world, where a sneeze brings servants and wherever they go, they're welcomed like royalty, right? Because these ambitions and desires are wanted by everyone, but they're not for everyone. So, it's just the law of supply and demand, folks. It will be incredibly difficult, and it will get harder every day. But of course, there will always be opportunities for those who are brave enough to act and persistent enough to see it through to the end. The important thing we need to discuss here is, right now, be honest with yourselves and with this life. What do you truly want and why? They say if you truly desire something, you will get it. The important thing is that this desire must be accompanied by action, by habits, and by your daily lifestyle. It can't just remain a vague dream. For me, my current life is a phenomenal development. I'm not saying I'm brilliant, I don't think I am, because there are so many talented and exceptional people out there. Sometimes, I even feel undeserving of the wonderful things or the love I receive from people, because I see myself as just an ordinary person like any other. But perhaps, over the past 5 years, I've been incredibly diligent, even from the times when no one cared to watch or listen. And when people did watch, they threw a lot of criticism at my views and conversations. But I persistently continued to recognize my mistakes, change, and improve, making it better bit by bit. I just took it one step at a time, everyone. And I realized that the important thing is we need to be persistent and always know clearly what we need. The goal will still be there, and we must continue to pursue that goal. Some guys meet girls they like, but it's too hard, so they just pick another girl who's easier to talk to, easier to charm. But later, they realize that they don't really love her much. She was just easy. She was easy and she took care of him, so having someone was better than being alone. But in reality, we still want to be with the person we love wholeheartedly, right? Taking care of the girl you truly love, caring for the girl you love, is different from the annoyance or discomfort when a girlfriend you don't love much demands attention. Clearly, we need to be true to our own feelings. What I'm saying here isn't to condemn or criticize anyone for not being patient enough or not courageous enough. Rather, if you want something, you probably have to sacrifice a lot for it. It's not just sitting there, waiting for you to come and take it. You have to want it enough, and you have to work for it enough. Every morning when you wake up, stop dreaming and be realistic. What do we really need to do right now to change everything that's happening in your lives? People will talk a lot about methods for success, about habits for success. Surely, some of that is true, not wrong. But the challenge is to actually apply it and turn it into your lifestyle, which is a long journey filled with many difficulties and obstacles. And perhaps the hardest thing is to clarify your own thoughts, meaning to expand your personal vision of yourself and of life. I think that's the hardest thing young people need to do to succeed. Just dreaming isn't enough. You need to recognize where you stand in this world, what your current level is, and what you need to start doing, and for how long to get closer to your dream. Sometimes we want success too quickly. We want everything to happen in an instant. Launch a product and it must be an immediate success. Upload a video and it must get hundreds of thousands of views immediately. This mindset makes us easily discouraged and quick to give up. But what you don't realize is that perseverance and consistency over time, along with continuous learning, changing, and improving, are what bring long-term results. And perseverance is incredibly, incredibly important. People don't value what comes easy to them. That's why everything is so difficult. When you earn your own money, I remember back when I was in university, maybe my first or second year, I had a job as a server, waiting tables at a cafe. Back then, the salary was probably around 12,013,000 VND an hour for a part-time job while studying. I still remember clearly how happy I was when I got paid. The monthly salary was only about 2 or 3 million VND, but I was so happy and so focused on saving. I didn't even dare to spend it, because that was money I earned with so much difficulty, carrying things from the first floor to the third, working my butt off to earn it. I cherished it so much. But if a stranger gave me money, for example, I went back to my hometown and an uncle gave me money. He was very rich, incredibly wealthy. He gave me 5 million VND for coffee. Yeah, I still remember he drove a Rolls-Royce back then, and that was the first time I ever sat in a Rolls-Royce in my life. Oh, but I think it wasn't in my hometown. It was in the city, maybe? It was a long time ago, so I forgot. But he held a very high position, and he's retired now, but I still remember his Rolls. Seriously, the world of the rich has a lot of interesting things, folks. He gave me 5 million VND and told me to go have coffee because he couldn't take me himself. Goodness. Of course, with 5 million VND, I was actually happy. Someone gave it to me, I felt it was a lot, and I was happy. Of course, I didn't spend it recklessly, but the point is, I couldn't value it as much as the money I earned each month with my own blood, sweat, and tears. I remember most of the money he gave me, I gave to my mother. The rest I spent quite freely, like exactly for coffee, but coffee day after day. But clearly, we also need to re-examine the things around our lives a bit. And perhaps we shouldn't ask, why is everything so difficult? Anymore. Instead, you'll have a bit more courage to say, it has to be hard. Because that's what I desire. It has to be hard because if it weren't, everyone could have it. And if everyone had it, then it wouldn't be special to me, would it? If everyone could do easy things like just come and take, then go home and have everything, then it wouldn't be special to me at all. Each person has their own story, and Sun understands that you'll have different worries and different concerns. But ultimately, deep down, we all want every day of our lives to be peaceful, days where you feel comfortable. Sadness and joy will always be there. But if you're constantly tired and suffering over overly distant goals or unrewarded efforts, then I think you should try a little harder. Just try a little bit more, day by day. Things aren't as far away as you think, but if you give up, it means they will never reach you. Instead of asking, why is it hard? Ask how you can be stronger, how you can be more persistent with your goals, how you can strive to change everything. And of course, that requires time and a lot of effort from you. The important thing is that Sun is sure you can do it. I'm sure you'll achieve what you want in life, as long as you understand the truth that the more special something is to you, the harder it will be. Because that's the price. We will never truly value things that come too easily into our lives. That's the truth. It's hard because once you have it, you will cherish it. And that's the feeling of happiness. Every day, if you're sad, lonely, or overthinking, it's possibly because you're not appreciating the simple everyday things you already have. 3 meals a day, a bed, a job, a healthy body where every cell and blood flow nourishes you daily. You get to breathe fresh air, listen to good music, and you're here, talking with Sun, right? A friend on the internet. But anyway, appreciation is incredibly meaningful in life. And how can we appreciate something if we don't realize it's special to us? So let's keep trying. Let's strive to do grand things so we know they have meaning for us. And one day, later on, you'll learn to appreciate even the simplest things in your daily life. That's when everything will feel much lighter. You won't feel like everything is too difficult in your life anymore. At that point, you'll always look at things from a different perspective, so you can try harder, overcome your adversities, and strive much more in life to change your current circumstances and live better. Many of you might think that I was born into a well-off, wealthy family, received a great, meticulous education, and it's like I just sat there and had everything handed to me. But no. If you had been beside Sun during the times I had nothing, then my current life would truly be a dream life that I never even imagined. And I'm just an ordinary girl, nothing too special. If I can do it, you can do it too. You will be the one to create the life you desire, where there's someone you love, meaningful work you pursue, family love, peace, comfort, or anything else you want. Sun believes you can do it. Nothing is too difficult. Just take it one step at a time and it will become easy. It's going to be okay. Thank you all so much for listening to today's episode. It's a message I believe is very necessary for this period when we're planning for the new year. The new year is coming soon, so do something new, something you're afraid of, something that's been nagging at your heart. Go for it. You can do it, don't be scared. Keep trying. Sun is here to be your motivation. If no one else is listening, I'm here with you. Thank you, and see you in the next podcast episode.